All right, LeBron, you often reference the kid growing up in Akron, and up in the stratosphere is Michael Jordan, right? And you guys, I just think about all the times you're at the park with your friends and talking about this. How does that all factor in as you pass him on the all-time scoring list?
I mean, it all coincides with one another. I mean, me and my guys growing up, we would always just have that mental shot clock in our head where you would count down on the outdoor court 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hope that you can make a game-winning shot and the crowd go crazy like Mike, because he did it so many times. Like every time Mike had the ball, late in the game, tied game, down 1, down 2, or whatever, you just knew it was going in. You felt it was going in, and what he did for our psyche, what he did for our swagger as little kids, it just made us believe he made us believe we was invincible. So to sit here today and be linked with, the greatest I ever seen play the game, it's crazy to me.
Everybody likes to have the GOAT argument in the debate, but what about just all of the rest of it with Jordan? For a kid growing up, just outside of basketball, all of the style and just him being who he was, how did that influence you?
I mean, I wouldn't be here today without him. Obviously I had some more inspirations growing up in the 90s, when I was, trying to figure out who I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. I had my ultimate leader in my mother. Obviously without her, I definitely wouldn't be here. But, for Mike, I mean, he was just doing things that you just felt like was impossible. And you was like, but he's human, so it's possible. But at the same time, you was like, man, he seems unhuman-like. So to be linked with that guy, to be linked with, like I said, the greatest I ever seen in my life, as a kid, I was like, man, he is unbelievable. So he just inspired me in more ways than I could ever imagine.
But then you start to establish yourself as a player, and I wonder at one point, did you start to look at things like, the points total or, getting your own championships and start to think about it like that?
Well, championships has always been on my thoughts. But my number one thought when I came into this league, I was like, okay, yeah, you finished your high school career as the best high school basketball player in the world, but now you're going into a man's league and you need to start over. You got to start from the bottom. And I want to become the greatest, NBA player. So I had to start from the bottom. That was my whole mindset. And I said, if I can do that, if I could just put the time into the game, if I could commit to the game, give everything to the game, then I felt like the game would always give back, because it had always did, at every level. From the first time I ever started playing basketball throughout high school, it always gave back to me. Didn't say I won them all, didn't win every championship, but it always gave back to me because I was always just true to the game. So I just wanted to start from ground up when I came into this league and put the time in, put the work in, be very receptive, take constructive criticism, be very coachable, listen, learn, and then apply. And I can sit here today in year 16 and say I've been able to do that, and I'm still sitting at a half a tank.
Thanks, LeBron.
Appreciate it.